For the longest time, I believed the refrigerator was the only way to keep green onions fresh. But no matter how carefully I wrapped or stored them, within just a few days, they would turn soft, slimy, and lose that crisp, fragrant flavor. It was so frustrating to buy a bunch, use a little, and then end up throwing the rest away. Everything changed when I learned a few simple time-tested tricks. With the right methods, you don't have to waste green onions ever again. In fact, you can keep them fresh, crisp, and beautifully green for months, sometimes close to an entire year. Stay with me, because toward the end, I'll share the method that completely changed the way I store green onions. It's the one most people have never heard of. Method 1. Soaking in salt water. The first step to keeping green onions fresh longer is proper cleaning. Most scallions sold at the market are sprayed with chemicals to stay green and attractive, so washing them thoroughly is essential. Fill a large bowl with water and dissolve 1 tablespoon of baking soda. Place the scallions in and let them soak for about 7–10 minutes. This loosens dirt and washes away chemical residues that could upset your stomach. If you see dark green spots on the leaves, that's usually a sign of fungicide. After soaking, rinse each stalk under running water and pat them dry completely with paper towels. Moisture is the main reason scallions spoil quickly, so drying them well is crucial. Next, prepare a clean glass jar and dissolve 1 teaspoon of salt in 3/4 cup 200 milliliters of water. Trim the roots of the scallions and place them into the jar. So that only the base is submerged. Avoid letting water cover the leaves, as that can cause rot. Keep the jar in a cool, airy spot or in the refrigerator, and remember to change the salt water every 12–24 hours. This method will keep your scallions crisp and fresh for 3–5 days, which is perfect if you plan to use them throughout the week without worrying about waste. Method 2. Chopping with oil and freezing. If you're often busy in the kitchen and need green onions ready at a moment's notice, this method will become your favorite. After the scallions have been washed and thoroughly drained, chop them into small pieces depending on how you usually use them, finely for garnishes or slightly larger for soups and stir-fries. When I was little, I remember my mother always had fresh green onions in the kitchen. No matter the season, she would pull out a bunch that was still crisp and fragrant, ready to sprinkle over soups or stir-fries. At the time, I never thought much about it. I just assumed that's how it always was. Years later, when I kept finding my own onions wilted and slimy in the fridge, I finally realized how much care and little tricks went into keeping them fresh. Learning these methods brought back that memory, and now every time I see bright green onions in my kitchen, it feels like carrying a small piece of my mother's wisdom with me. Place the chopped scallions into a clean bowl and add 2–3 tablespoons of cooking oil. Regular vegetable oil works fine, but olive oil is also a good choice. Mix until every piece is lightly coated. The oil prevents the scallions from sticking together and helps preserve their flavor. Spoon the mixture into an ice cube tray and pour in a little water to fill the sections. Once frozen solid, transfer the cubes to a zip-top bag to save space. Whenever you're cooking, simply pop out 1 or 2 cubes and drop them directly into your pan or pot, no thawing required. With this method, scallions stay fresh and flavorful for about 3-4 months, making them ideal for stir-fries, soups, or sauces. Method 3. Regrowing from the roots. One of the most rewarding ways to keep green onions on hand is to regrow them. Instead of throwing away the root base, you can turn it into a never-ending supply of fresh scallions. Trim the green onions so that 2 to 5 centimeters of the root base remain. Place the roots in a clean jar or cup and add just enough water to cover them. Be careful not to let water touch the stems, as that can lead to rot. Set the jar near a sunny window. Within a few days, you'll notice new shoots sprouting. In about 2 to 3 weeks, they'll grow tall and vibrant, ready for harvest. You can snip what you need, and the onions will continue to grow back several times from the same root. This method isn't just practical, it's sustainable. You'll always have fresh scallions at hand without needing constant trips to the store. Plus, watching them regrow adds a lovely green touch to your kitchen and a little daily joy. Method 4. Storing in a bottle with sugar water. This method is both practical and decorative, almost like keeping a bouquet of flowers in your kitchen. Wash the scallions gently and trim the roots. Take a clean plastic bottle or a wide-mouthed glass jar, then pour in enough water to cover just the roots. Stir in 1 tablespoon of sugar. The sugar acts like food, helping the roots stay strong and the onions crisp. Tie the scallions into small bundles and place them in the jar with the roots submerged in water. Treat the bottle like a vase, keep it in a cool place with indirect sunlight, and change the water every 3 to 4 days to prevent bacteria. With this method, the onions keep drinking water, staying green and fragrant for an extended period. It's a smart way to preserve freshness while adding a natural, homey touch to your kitchen. Method 5. Chopping and freezing without oil. If you like to have scallions ready but prefer not to use oil, this method works beautifully. Chop into the sizes you normally use. Then place the pieces into a clean jar container or freezer bag. If using a bag, press out as much air as possible before sealing. A vacuum sealer works best, but a simple trick is to leave a tiny gap in the seal insert. A straw, suck out the air, and then close it tightly. Flatten the bag before freezing so the pieces don't clump together. This way you can take out just the amount you need each time. Stored this way, scallions keep their bright green color and fresh aroma for several months. Where are you watching from today? I love knowing that we can connect from so many different places. Method 6. Pickling green onions. Pickling not only preserves green onions, but also transforms them into a tangy, flavorful side dish. Cut the scallions into pieces about 1 to 2 inches long or leave them whole if they're short. Prepare a pickling solution by combining 2 parts vinegar with 1 part water in a small pot. Add half a teaspoon each of salt and sugar, bring to a gentle boil, then let it cool to room temperature. Place the scallions into a clean glass jar and pour the cooled pickling liquid over them until fully submerged. For extra flavor, you can add garlic or chili slices. Seal the jar tightly and store it in the refrigerator or a cool, dark place. After 7 to 10 days, the onions will be ready crisp, slightly sour, and delicious with salads, grilled meats, or as part of a pickle platter. Properly stored, they'll last for 1 to 2 months. Keeping green onions fresh isn't just about saving money, it's about making everyday cooking easier, healthier, and more enjoyable. From soaking in salt water for short-term use, to freezing, regrowing, or even pickling, each method has its own charm. Think about which one fits your lifestyle best. If you cook often, regrowing might bring you endless fresh scallions. If you want convenience, frozen cubes are ready whenever you need them. And if you love experimenting with flavors, pickled scallions can add a delicious twist to your meals. Whichever method you choose, one thing is certain, you'll never have to waste green onions again. Instead, you'll enjoy their bright flavor and vibrant green color whenever you need them, while adding a little comfort and care to every dish you make.